Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Wednesday, how are we all doing? Of course, we are still in Brightchester, but we are in Briggs Hill. It is Briggs Hill. I keep on saying this. I'm sure it's Briggs Hill. If I'm not, please forgive me. But we are back on this 20 by 15 lot. I did say maybe next, in my last build, that maybe next time we'd be doing the Brightchester dorms. Those lots, but I have a big plans for those lots, so I want it to be the crescendo of the week, so expect a build on one of those lots on Sunday. So we're going to have this build and another build before that, because I want to make sure that you can all watch it, and on Sunday I know you're all free, so we're going to save it for that one. So let's get that out the way. Also, I'm going to do my whole spiel about Tumblr and downloading this. This is now up on the gallery for you to download as per usual. Make sure you tick in the advanced search options, include custom content. Otherwise, you don't see any of my CC builds, which quite frankly is just rude. rude. So, yeah, that is there on the gallery. Also, there is now a link in the description to the Tumblr post, which includes the tray files for downloading, and it also includes the list of custom content used. I have used custom content by myself and also by Felixander, and I will have listed out the separate months CC that you'll require for his content. I kind of just write down the months, well, not the months, but the sets that I've included in each build now, just to make it a little bit easier. If you do choose to get it, then you know exactly what you need. So that is all done. Let's get on to this build. So I had huge major plans for this lot. Huge plans. This is the lot that has that disgusting starter home on it. So also I felt like we didn't really need 3 residential lots in this world. We kind of only have the pub lot, which you can see from this lot as well. You can see the pub in the distance, and we do have that big library lot, but I'm not counting that. I thought we needed another commercial lot. I'd rather have the library, the pub, and this one, and then the 2 townhouses that are together over the river. Those are going to stay as residential. So this one we've mixed up, and this is like you're all singing one-stop shop for entertainment for your Sims. I went and got inspiration for this from walking around on Google Street View in Oxford. So these buildings are real buildings from Oxford Town Centre. That's what I did for my inspiration. I did first have huge grand plans of doing this kind of Antwerp style build, and you know, Antwerp has these huge like neoclassical buildings, and they basically has every style of building in Antwerp in Belgium. And it's great inspiration, but I started building it here. It was just too grand and too Frenchy looking. That's a word. Yep, Frenchy looking. And so I decided to take it a little bit simpler. We do have a French style bakery cafe on this side that I'm building now, but you'll kind of notice there's still Georgian windows at the top of it, so you can tell that the building was originally Georgian, but they kind of did a little renovation to suit their cafe. That's the story behind it. So yeah, the lot is basically registered as a restaurant at the moment, but I have put everything in there so that you can register this as anything you want. It can be, well, I say anything you want. No, these are your options. Primarily, I've put it on the gallery as a restaurant. You can also be categorized as a cafe. That's what you'll need if you want to get this side working. Oh, please, can we have multi-functional lots? Dear God, I need it. I almost had a win. I thought I'd cracked the code to getting multiple lots without having to have mods, which I don't think even mods work with it. I thought I'd figured it out because you can create, well, okay, in the checklist of creating a bar, you have to, of course, one of the requirements is to have a bar. So I had done the cafe side, and then for some reason, I don't know what came through my head, I went through and changed the lot to a bar, and it said I'd fulfilled that criteria of putting a bar in. So if you click it, it takes you to all the bars in the game, and it categorized the espresso bar that is in the cafe as a bar. And I was like, hold on, if I do this restaurant, I know that with every restaurant you can have one bar and there will be a bartender at the bar with every restaurant. So I thought I'd cracked the code. I thought I could put this espresso bar in and then just put fake bars in the other one, and then you could have both working. And I went and I tested it in game, and no, that is not the case. You could not use an espresso bar as a bar, which I was highly disappointed. I was so excited that I'd cracked it and found a loophole, but no, there was no bartender or there was no barista at the espresso bar. It only counts for hiring a bartender, not a barista. So I was disappointed, so I went back in. You will see in this build I do put a fully functional bar in the left hand side lot, so don't worry, I put that one back in. You know, I took it out for play testing and was highly disappointed, but what can I say? Anyway, yeah, so the right hand side here is a cafe. They have, you know, redone the first two levels to make it look more French, but then the next levels up above that are the original Georgian windows and everything. So that's what I want to do, is mix those two together. And then the left hand side, you have a fully functional restaurant. The ground floor is a restaurant, the second floor is a bar, and then the third floor is a cinema, which I found this idea as I was doing my first research before I got the game, and I was going through Oxford, and I think it was like things to do in Oxford, and one of these places was a cafe, restaurant, bar and cinema combo, and I was like, that is such a cool idea. Of course in the game you can't charge to go to the cinema, so I thought, why not put it in a lot where you can charge to kind of go there? So you can go to the restaurant. You can spend as much time as you want in a restaurant, by the way. So you can go get your table, and then you can go upstairs and watch a movie in the cinema room. It's such a cool concept. So yeah, I was happy to implement that. And oh yes, as I was saying before, I got totally distracted. This can be a restaurant, a cafe, a bar, a nightclub, or a lounge. So you can categorize it as that. It already has the requirements, so whatever one of those you want to pick, you can do. I've just put it up on the gallery as a restaurant because I think that's probably most likely what you're going to do. I presume then you could probably go into the restaurant and claim a table out here in this arched area. I think you should be able to use that. Click on those chairs and reserve them and get your meal from the restaurant, which would kind of be cool. So you can still have that whole romantic. Actually, I didn't put any candles outside. God damn it! I was going to say candlelit, but you can't. There's no candles there. You can go in and put candles. I didn't. I know it's not even really one of my builds if it doesn't have candles. There are no candles. I don't know what's come over me recently, but there are no candles. So yeah, you can still do that whole have a table in the cafe area and it actually be the restaurant. I don't think I put cafe items on the menu. I did the restaurant items on the menu for this lot, so you'll have to add in like the extra, I don't know, like scones and stuff, you know, for the cafe if you want to do that extra bit of realism. So yeah, I'm just super happy with the way this came out. The first original lot that I tried to do was it was just too big for this lot. It needs a way bigger lot. This is a 20 by 15, which never in my Sims life have I. I think I once built on a 20 by 15 lot. Only once in my Sims life. I thought the whole making over of Realm of Magic and there only being 30 by 20 lots was like a true testament of my building adaptability and skills. But the fact that all of these lots now in Briggs Hill, well, apart from the huge library lot, which of course we still got to do, are tiny. So the pub lot was 20 by 20. I must say that was probably the perfect size for that lot. But this is 20 by 15. It's teeny tiny 20 by 15. So of course we had to build higher to try and fit everything in. So I would have loved to have like a longer row of shops and retail lots. Like 2 for me next to each other is not really doing it, but I was lucky that I thought of that little extension area. So we got the archways, and then you have it built over the top. I liked that. I know I saw this archway somewhere, and in my brain I don't know exactly where I found this archway. But I know there's definitely it's a Frenchy thing. There's some around where I live as well. I'm sure I've seen these kind of archways. And also Covent Garden definitely has these kind of archways. So I'm just going to call them the European thing, is what I'm going to go with. And yeah, so this, as I said, was based on an Oxford build. So apart from that side bit, that bit was, I just remembered that from I don't know what time and added that on. I love the little chairs out here and the whole vibe of this outdoor thing. If I can just, I think this is my favorite part of the whole entire build. It would have to be this side bit. Yeah, and I've just got to say I have a whole other appreciation now. You can see me, I filtered by Get Together at this point. I have a whole other appreciation for Get Together as a expansion pack. I have to say I've got to say it is now my favorite expansion pack. I know everyone's like Seasons or Cats and Dogs, but the items in Get Together are just A++. They're so good. Plus Windenburg is just my favorite world. And the lots aren't too small. Wink wink, nudge nudge. So I've been filtering by Get Together for this build, and I'm so amazed. Even the items are amazing. I just have a whole new appreciation now that we're further down the line. I have a whole new appreciation for Get Together. If you don't have it already in your game, I highly recommend it. Because this build would not have been possible without it. I know there's custom content in it, but just the little touches that were able to be added because of the Get Together expansion pack is just, I love it. What can I say? I'm totally in love. And of course, if you don't have Get Together, you might have a slight problem with the whole cafe side, because I think cafes got added in with Get Together, but as I said, it's criminal if you don't have the expansion pack. Criminal. So yeah, and here we are doing the cafe area. I'm thinking it's like cafe French patisserie, so I do end up putting in like a patisserie display. So I suppose if you turn this, also you could turn this into a retail lot. If you turn this into a retail lot, you could have this cabinet here functional and actually put your food items into it. So that's a possibility. I know I've done bakery builds before, and you can hire a barista to come and serve people, so that you can have that realism, and you just need to add in a till. Yeah, you need to add in a cash till anywhere, to be quite honest, because your Sims don't even go to the cash till to pay. That you just have an iPad, you just whip it out of your pocket and you ring up your customers. So it's another thing. Of course, in this I have tried to discover university items if I can. I must say these chairs were a very big surprise to me, and I kind of like them. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like them. I liked the colorway that it came in, so I added those in. I did have them all white to start off with. I was like, yes, a little bit too much white in here, so let's add a splash of color with the blue and the light wood. And I'm doing this floor trick here of combining 2 floors together. I just thought there was a little bit too much black in the floor, so we just added in a little bit more white with those white marble tiles. That trick I learnt from you, Leo, Freezer Bunny. I know he's going to be watching this, so he's going to be listening. I learnt it from you. I shall continue to credit you every time I use it. And yeah, I just love the flooring, I've got to say. And the trim around it, the Get Famous trim that I put, I think it's meant to be a swimming pool trim. I put that on these super ornate floors, and I think they just look amazing. I'm super happy that got added into the game. I also use the Get Famous windows there. Not windows, the door into the cafe, and it is kind of like a bronzy rose gold copper, and the outside is gold, but I think it's close enough to get away with it. The gold that door comes in, the swatch colour is it's orange, and not on my watch am I putting orange gold in this build. I'd rather have it as that colour rose gold copper, than as orange gold. So yeah, we're just doing these like little window seats. I realised when I started furnishing this that I couldn't actually fit a table into the window, which would have been really cool. I needed it to be like 3 tiles wide, but it's only 2, so make do and all that stuff. And we're just going around putting little details, and then I remembered this whole mirror and archway combo, and I was like, how did I forget about this? This is perfect for this end table here. And yeah, this is a super fancy cafe. Can we just say, look at the chandeliers going in, super duper duper fancy. But my idea for this world is that your other Sims, if not all your Sims are going to be constantly living in this world, going to university, they're going to graduate, and you're going to still need to continue a game. I know the hype is real right now, so everyone's at university, but for sometimes you just need some other gameplay to be happening in this world. So I wouldn't want it to be that you only travel to this world when your Sims are at university. I want you to have another reason to travel to this world when your Sims aren't there. So this is super fancy, not your typical student place, which I didn't want to make this a student place. I don't want all of the lots to be student focused in this world. I'm sure there are plenty of other worlds that can have nice, grotty, stinky student bars in them. This shall not be one of them. Okay, so we've done it super fancy. Can I just say that when I was a student, I could still go to nice fancy places. So it's not that students can't always afford, you could have a rich student, or you could just have one that isn't scraping together pennies. And that's fine. It's each to their own. I had a part-time job when I was at university. I had a student loan, and to be quite honest, I was living the high life as a student. It was pretty easy for me. I was not concerned about money. It was very easy. What can I say? I know you're not meant to say that as a student, that it was easy, but it was. I'm just going to be real. It was the high life, living student loan check to student loan check. And I worked 5 days a week, so I earned way more than students normally do. I worked as a pensions administrator. That sounds very fancy, doesn't it? I worked as a pensions administrator from like 5 in the evening till 9 at night. So I was pretty damn dedicated, to be honest. And I lived the high life on it. It was a high enough income to do whatever I wanted. And yeah, it was great. That was my student experience. What can I say? I'm sorry. So yes, I would have frequented such a fancy place. But yeah, anyway, we've moved on to the restaurant part here, and I'm in love. I'm in love with every build, but I feel like if I'm not in love with it, then to be quite honest, it wouldn't be here on the channel. If I don't love a build, it doesn't find its way here. There has been plenty of builds that I have started and scrapped. I just want to give you an example of when Realm of Magic came out. I needed to do the early access build, and you saw Canyon Mansion. You're like, Canyon Mansion, really great. Yeah, okay, that was the 4th build I had done. 4th build I had started for that early access. All the others I couldn't get behind them. I wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't up to standard. So you didn't see them. They never saw the light of day. They are never going to see the light of day. They're scrapped. Bin. So yeah, that's if I don't love it, it's not going to be here. You're never going to know what it looks like, and that's just the way I would like to continue, because I want to get 100% behind everything that I have on this channel. This channel is my dear child, it's my baby, so we want to make sure it's up to my high standards, you know? Yeah, I don't just want to, I'm not one of those people that kind of likes to phone something in, if you get what I mean. So I'm not going to just be putting out builds just for the sake of it. I'd rather not have a build than put out something I'm not 100% happy with. So yeah, I'm 100% happy with this build. That was a very long way of saying it. Very long way. But yeah, I'm 100% happy with this build. And this is the only bathroom you'll see being added into this build, by the way, but there is a toilet in here. There's a toilet on the 3rd floor in this building, and then next door in the cafe there is also a toilet, but I didn't show that because toilets are toilets, and it's super duper boring for you to watch. And this is already, like, this footage is 28 minutes long. You didn't need any more, to be honest. But yeah, I really like the color scheme in this. Is very rich. Oh, I love that sink that came with the vampire game pack. Another pack that I just highly recommend. Vampires. But you know, there's always something, a little something I take out of each pack. So, you know, I do get the expansion packs and all the packs that get released for free now as part of the Game Changer program, but that only started for me when Seasons were the first early access I ever got. And I have to say that up to Seasons, I still had every single pack in my game apart from my first pet stuff. That was the only thing I refused to buy out of every single pack. I even had the spooky one. And also, can I say that when you become a game changer, that does not entitle you to get a back order of all of the games. I think some people believe that you can just request, hey, I want this game, and they just give it to you. No. You can request codes to give away, but not, hey, I don't have this pack, I want to complete my collection, can you give me it? It's not the way it works. So I still didn't have my first pet stuff, and then Chloe Sims did a nice little build challenge and I won myself my first pet stuff. I'm quite proud of that. I still didn't have to pay my own money for it, but I have to say I highly recommend that pack, which is really bad of me. I know there's like the whole my first pet stuff, but it's really good for kids' bedrooms, I've got to say. If you're looking for like stuff to put in kids' bedrooms, my first pet stuff. I know it's meant to be a whole pet pack, but for me, no, it's about kids' bedrooms. It kind of completes the set from Cats and Dogs of the kids' furniture that came in that, and just adds on to it. So it's kind of an add-on it is really an add-on for Cats and Dogs for me. But again, still use items from it. The blinds are delicious as well. I highly recommend the blinds in there for your regular builds, but for the kids' bedrooms, yes. And I'm always on the lookout for more kids' bedroom stuff. As great as that is, of course, you're always looking for more. I'm always looking for more items. And hey, what can I say? Also, I'm loving this pub memorabilia frame that came with Discover University. I just love it. It's so cute. I've done this is the second commercial lot I've done for this world renovation, and they're just such nice little personal touches, like finishing extra clutter touches. And I've got to say that clutter is like, along with landscaping, clutter makes the build for me. You could put really nice furniture in, but if you don't have the clutter items to kind of bring it all together and make it look like it's lived in, then it kind of looks dead to me. Lots of times people are like, oh, the build, and they kind of miss the landscaping, which of course on this one you couldn't do landscaping, but therefore I had to use clutter to bring the outside together. So the signs that you'll see, the street furniture, like I put a bin in, I put an electrical box, I've got like a parking meters so you can park on the street, little signs, banners, menus outside the door, things like that. That is what makes the outside of this building as cute as it is the building. It's just those little items that kind of bring it to life. And the same with the inside. The clutter items in this just bring it to life. And that is my tip of the day. Clutter will be your friend. I'm not saying chuck it everywhere. You know, you've got to learn to when to use clutter and when not. But yeah, it's my tip of the day is definitely get your clutter and landscaping game on. That's it. So yeah, this floor here we've finished the restaurant on the downstairs. Can I just say, I'm in love with the dine out like table menu thing. It's been in the pub build, it's in this build, and I'm obsessed with it. That and the single rows is so cute. I only wish that I put a few candles on tables as well in this, especially downstairs, you know, romantic little candlelit dinner. Yeah, god damn it, every time. Anyway, yes, the second floor is the kind of bar area, and up here is the cinema. Now what I've done up here is I've put a fake bar in here, so it's meant to look like this is a bar serving you up here, but it's not, because in a restaurant you can only get one bartender, and I wanted to make sure that the bartender went to that second floor, so I've put a fake bar up here. And also I've covered all the walls with curtains. I think great soundproofing, great acoustics in here, because there's a lot of actually I should have done carpet on the floor if I wanted good acoustics. Just ignore me, it's not that realistic. But the curtains to block out the light coming through the windows, and then this is a very chilled cinema, so it's actually got armchairs and everything that you can use. You've got a table there, so I imagine you could have table service and eat. There's lots of cinemas that have table service and you can eat in them. So this is what I was thinking for this one. And yeah, I make sure it's very dark up here. In a minute you'll see me putting in one of a colourful ceiling lamp, you know, the spotlight kind of things. I'll put that in, I'll get rid of the overhead light, and it'll become all atmospheric and dark and lovely and gorgeous. And yeah, I think this is another favourite area of mine up here, so I'm happy what I was able to put all this together. There is another bathroom up here, which I don't know if the camera turns you may be able to see it, but yeah, this is literally the last room. So I use the 3 floors on this build, so I've fully furnished this entire side of the build, but on the cafe side I've only done the ground floor, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 floors or something unfurnished in that. No, 3 floors unfurnished, but I just didn't see the requirement for them. I could have put an apartment up there. You're probably never going to live in it. The build video is a lot longer, so yeah, I think I'm getting more sensible with my what to include in a build and what not to include in a build. But anyway, so as we are now fast approaching screenshots, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will be back in 2 days time with a townhouse build, and I figured out how to do a whole window and door combo, and I'm so excited to show you. So prepare your bodies for that one. I will see you in 2 days. Bye guys.